Hello everybody, my name is Manoj Mathai. I go by MJ in the industry. About 2 years back, my life changed. Many of you are aware, in August 2023, I was diagnosed with very aggressive form of kidney cancer. It was stage 3, grade 3, and there was a potential that this could be stage 4 as well. My life actually changed when the doctor gave me the news. I was completely healed in 17 days, and I wanted to share my story about how this thing happened. Hey Lisa, how are you doing?
Good, how are you,
I
MJ?
can't believe it's been how many years now?
7 years.
7 years we've been working together. Thank you for being my partner on this journey.
Of course.
It's been a great journey. Any thoughts about the journey that we have had together?
It's been amazing. It's been a great 7 years working with you, MJ.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your hard work. You've been a great contributor and great support to me and to us as well. So on August 11, 2023, I was at the doctor's place, and the doctor diagnosed me with stage 3, stage 4 cancer. And I came to the office to collect my laptop, and you came into my office, and I told you about the diagnosis that the doctor had provided. Tell me about that experience, about how I shared, and then what happened after that.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to be part of this conversation because it was actually in this office that MJ came and told me about what happened and his diagnosis, and I was shocked. Because if you guys know MJ, he's 24/7 working, amazing. He's like a Energizer bunny. So MJ didn't show any symptoms at all of being sick. So it was a shock. I think when you told me, I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief. Because how can somebody who looks so healthy have this very, very sad news that you had? But I think we both looked into each other's eyes and we were both stunned.
Yeah, that was true. I was absolutely broken. And then you're the first individual I shared that test result with you. But then you saw me walk through the journey after that.
Yes.
What did you see in me? How did I walk the journey? And what did you feel about this whole episode?
Yeah, absolutely. So MJ, he's very, very connected with his faith. And I think just watching MJ and how you interacted with everybody, your family, the doctors, and you just persevered. And you really did such a great job just learning about the cancer, doing everything you could to move forward. And now, as you guys know, MJ is cancer-free, but it's been an honor really watching MJ walk his faith. And it kind of touched my heart and made me look back at my faith and how it changed my life, especially knowing somebody for 7 years getting that diagnosis was very, very hard.
Thank you, Lisa. And you've been an awesome support. All through the journey, I was updating you with every test I was going through, every scan, every report. But 17 days, start to finish.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks, MJ.
My journey started on July 24th, 2023. My dad wanted to come see us. He flew all the way from India. It's a long flight. It's about 18-20 hours. We brought him from Washington. We picked him up from Washington Dulles Airport and brought him home. As soon as he came home and stepped inside the house, he said he was not able to breathe. We gave him some water to drink. He sat, and within 10 minutes, he passed away. He had a massive heart attack. Just like that, he passed away. There was no warning signs. There was nothing. We were totally broken. We were exhausted, and we were shattered. And during all of this, we buried him, and the following week, I got a call from a doctor who I had not met. He is Dr. Rajesh Mehra. I met him at an event, and I heard from the organizer that he was not even invited to the event. The organizer said in a message, for those who believe in God, MJ's case is a real testimony. as a doctor I introduced to MJ, was not invited to the event. I met him at the lobby and he wanted to introduce himself to the group and met MJ. This was a miracle number 1, where the doctor who was not invited ran into me and gave me his business card.
Good morning. I am honored to have with us in the studios today Mr. Manoj Mathai, a very prominent businessman in our community and a pillar of the community who's been here in the Northern Virginia area for many, many years. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mehra.
Good. Well, it's a good journey and a good story that I'd like for all our viewers to hear and see. But before we start, it's a blessing that you're here today, right?
Thank you, Dr. Mehra. It is just because of your help and your follow-up that I'm here today.
Yes, yes. So we want to talk about that, how we met, what happened. I was in the hallway of a conference center and somebody said, "Oh, by the way, we're having a meeting today. Would you like to join us?" I said, "No, not really, but what is it about?" And he said, "A lot of CEOs are going to be there." And I love meeting CEOs. You guys are all interesting and prominent. He said, "Why don't you just join us for this evening and see what happens?" And that's kind of how our journey started.
He followed up and asked for an executive test that he was doing. I wanted to go and do it, but initially I hesitated. But then he kept calling me multiple times and followed up. On August 3rd, I went for the test. And then on August 11th, he called me and he said, "Can you come to my office? I need to see you." I could sense in his voice there was a concern. And I ran at 10:30 in the morning on August 11th. He disclosed to me I was suffering from a very serious form of cancer. It was stage 3 plus. It was called renal cell carcinoma, grade 3, clear cell carcinoma, which is an aggressive type of cancer. And he also said that there's a spot on the spine as well, which had to be checked. Our life shattered, dear friends. We did not know what to do. I went to Google and I checked on Google, and this kind of cancer, Google indicated that I had maximum life expectancy of 6 months to 6 months to 2 years. We did not know what to do, and our lives were totally broken. The weekend of 11th of August was the most hardest weekend of our lives. Doctors gave us anxiety pills and sleeping pills. They said that it is normal that people diagnosed with cancer don't get sleep, and we did not know what to do. But there was something going on in our life. I was seeing my wife opening her Bible, falling on her knees, and praying every day and night. I went into another room. I fell down on my knees, opened the Bible, and started praying. I said, "God, I'm just 57 years old. I had dreams to accomplish more things in my life. I had plans. I was not done with this life yet." There were a lot of friends and neighbors and family that came, visited us during that event, and all I could see in their faces was concern, love, and tears. We were helpless. We did not know what to do. And there was only one place we wanted to turn to, is God. Not with polite prayers, but we wanted to be desperate in our cries. There were 3 verses in the Bible that sprung up upon me. Psalm 62, where the Bible says, "For God alone my soul waits in silence. He is my rock and my salvation. Trust in Him at all times. God is our refuge." We had nothing else to stand on, so we depended upon Him to deliver us from this deadly circumstance we were going through. On August 14th, which is a Monday, my wife called me. I was in the office and she said, "Why don't you call Johns Hopkins and ask for an appointment?" I knelt down in my office and I said, "God, if you really exist, We need you to intervene right now. After I prayed, I called Johns Hopkins. I called their urology department and asked them if I could get an appointment with a doctor. And the lady politely said, "Sir, I do not have any appointment with a doctor for the next few months, but I may be able to get you with a student." At that time, I'm not sure why I said this. I did say, "Madam, I prayed before I called you." And something miraculous happened at that time. She said, "Sir, right at the moment when you're talking, there's somebody who cancelled this Thursday on the 17th. A slot just opened up with Dr. Christian Pavlovic, who is the dean and the head of the Department of Oncology and Urology." And this was miracle number 2, my dear friends. And on 17th, we met with Dr. Pavlovic. He said, "We need to remove the kidney. We need to do a radical nephrectomy." But he said, "I do not have a spot for a surgical procedure in the next couple months." We requested him, but he said, "I will try, but I cannot promise." We came back, we sat in the Johns Hopkins parking lot, and we just cried. We just cried. And we asked God, "Please intervene." At that time, dear friends, as soon as we got on the beltway, we get a phone call from the scheduler, and they said, "We have a spot next Monday for 28th at 5:30 in the morning." I was the first one to get into the surgical room. Dear friends, we were completely broken. We had no place to go. We did not know what we should do. But we felt there was a supernatural presence that was carrying us all along. And in the last 2 years, we have seen the hand of God. After the surgery, Dr. Pavlovic came to my wife and he said, "I do not see any trace of cancer in the lymph nodes. The spot on the spine also came as negative." I got diagnosed with cancer on August 11th, 2023. August 17th, I met with the doctor at Johns Hopkins. August 28th, I had a surgery, radical nephrectomy, removal of my kidney. In 17 days, my cancer was gone. However, the doctor said we need to do more tests, more scans to ensure that cancer has not spread. In the last 2 years, dear friends, I've gone through 34 blood tests and at least 16 MRIs and CT scans together. After first year, Dr. Christian messaged me on my chat, and this is what he said: "These are all negative studies. I would repeat them in 2 years' time. If you'd like to avoid a trip to Baltimore on my birthday, feel free to do so. We really do not need this visit anymore since the scans are clear. Just let me know so I can give the slot to an acute patient if need be." My dear friends, I recently had my 2nd year check. My oncologist, Dr. Argon Chin at Innova Shar Cancer Institute, shared this message. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Argonching, and I'm Mr. Mathai's medical oncologist, and he has had a wonderful journey, you know, not always the best initially with the diagnosis of, you know, kidney cancer, but he has weathered things through. He's doing very well right now. We've been just doing a surveillance scan follow-ups, and I'm glad to say 2 years later and going strong, and I want you all to have hope as he did, you know, and faith in the medical community, and faith up above. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There is no signs of cancer. There is no reoccurrence. 2 years after what was supposed to be a fatal diagnosis, I stand today in remission, completely healed. What goes from stage 3 cancer with possible spread to completely cured in 17 days? Only God had to intervene. I have an email that you can send to me, and the email address is on the screen. And thank you for walking the journey with me for the last 2 years. In 17 days, I went from stage 3, stage 4 cancer to no cancer. God has been good. Thank you. I would like to close by sharing what's in my heart. I was chasing dreams, professional excellence, titles, corporate accomplishments, flying high, doing all the right things all of us do. And then there came an event in my life. My whole life came to a screeching halt. I had to understand the higher purpose. And there was no hope for me. But God and faith in God and medicines helped me. Where Christ intervened at the time we were totally broken. Spending our time on our knees, crying unto the Lord, opening the Bible and asking Him. He is the creator of the world. He can do anything and everything. And this was His time to intervene in my life. Dear friends, this life will end one day. But I want to leave a legacy where people can see how God intervened in my life. I want to encourage every one of you on going through difficult times. There is a God who loves you, and He will be there for you. The Bible says He will never leave us nor forsake us. He is going to be there with us. He will walk through the valley. Even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we will not fear any evil, because His rod and His staff comforts us. His comfort, His healing was with us. You can see in my life, faith in God and trust in medicine helped me overcome my cancer in 17 days. If I can do it, you can do it. I want to pray for every one of you that God would intervene in your lives and give you the purpose that He solely deserves for you and for me.